Today I want to show you how to work with positive and negative space. And so the first thing you should do is download this worksheet. And really the way I want you to look at it is, imagine this is a white piece of paper, a black piece of paper, another one. You're going to make two separate designs using positive and negative space. And if you just pretend for a second like this was basically a piece of paper and we were going to cut it out and then paste those designs on top of the other piece. And it doesn't matter whether you start with black or white. I like to start with black just because it's easier. So I'm going to go to my eraser tool, and if you want to change the size of your eraser, there's two easy ways to do this. If you look at your keyboard and find the bracket keys to the right or left, if you hold down the right bracket key, and I'm going to do that right now, take some time, it should make your eraser bigger, although I don't see anything happening here, of course, when I'm doing the demonstration. Another way to do this is you could just double click and bring this up, and there it is. So I'm going to select this shape, and I'm going to come in with my eraser tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start cutting. And you notice how I started on the outside because I want to make sure I cut all the way through. I'm going to call this, in quotes, paper. So I'm creating some kind of shape here. See how I stop over there, and now if I come in with my direct selection tool and select everything and then click on this, now I can see it's actually separated from the rest of it. It's its own shape. So I'm going to keep going here. Come back in again with this. So select the shape you want to keep cutting, and I'm going to make another incision. And again, notice how I went all the way through. If I don't go all the way through, let me show you what happens. So if I stop here, and then I try to separate this, it doesn't separate it. It's still all together. So if I zoom in, I can see where the cut still needs to be cut. So that's still selected, so I'm going to continue there, and voila, cut it. And now I've got myself, deselect everything, 3 different shapes. So I'll just keep going with this for a little longer, and then I can start to play around with these and put these together. So there's another one, and what the heck, I'll just do one more over here of something. There. Ooh, this wasn't selected. That didn't happen. One last one. Okay. So now that I have these different shapes, I could, oopsie, I want to make sure I don't take them by the, I'll use the selection tool, not the direct selection tool, to avoid that. But I can come in here now and start to apply these. Now notice what I'm doing. I actually intentionally went a little bit outside the border there because I want some of my positive and negative space to touch all 4 sides. And I'll just keep manipulating what I have. And this is okay the way this touches like that. That's quite alright if I do that. And then I can bring this, and if I want to, I could even rotate this a little bit. That's kind of cool. Like that. Maybe further manipulate this like that. I like that. So you get the idea. It's like taking pieces of paper and rearranging them on the artboard. And when I'm happy, I think I've got about a 50% positive and negative. I'll move this up a little bit more. That's a little bit more open now. And here's the cool part. Check this out. I'm going to take this shape and I'm going to copy it. Okay, so now I have 2 of these. I'm going to take all of these black pieces. So to do that, I'm just going to hold down the Shift key. I'm not copying the white shape underneath, notice that. And I'm going to say Object, Compound Path Make. I don't know if you see where I'm going with this yet. Grab this shape, and I'm going to move this so it's right on top. And now I'm going to grab this one, hold down the Shift key, grab this one. So I'm grabbing those 2 pieces of paper, and if I go to Pathfinder, and I believe it would be intersect option. So let's see what happens. There we go. I get a perfect crop of that. And I don't need these anymore. So basically that's how you would make 2 designs like that. You see how you just don't have anything hanging out at the end of the paper, but we're going for 50% positive space, 50% negative space, asymmetrical balance. So if I try to divide this down the middle somewhere, it just doesn't let me get the mirror image on both sides. And my positive and negative space certainly touches all 4 sides. And that's what I'm looking for.